when I moved here, I was told that on Cape Cod, we have January, February, March, June. And I learned that sometimes the beginning of June can be a little dicey, can it, right? So this is our first month of March, and we need to celebrate as if it is end of May, because we might have more gray and damp weather to come. Well, I want to start out by before we start planting our spring color bowls, I want to have just a little fun here. You all have a red ticket by you, okay? So look and see what the last 3 numbers of your red ticket are. If you have trouble reading them, you can raise your hand and somebody will help you read them. Because I have a basket full of things here that I'm going to give away. And so everybody, the last 3 numbers, that's what, a lot of times people give me products to try, or they will send me a book that they are hoping that I'm going to review on the radio or something else. And so I brought a lot of those things with me today to share the wealth with you. All right, so after I talk about every one of these objects, we will draw a ticket out of my cup, and that person will take that item back with them. And if you want, you can trade with somebody else, you know, or decide that you're going to give it to someone else, whatever you want to do. So, and we're going to start with a little bag of potting soil, organic potting mix. And sometimes people say to me, why do we need to use special mix, potting soil? Why can't I just go and dig some dirt out of the outside, right? For my house plants or what I'm potting up. And the answer to that is, when you dig dirt from outside, you know what it has in it? Weed seeds. And weed seeds remain viable in the soil for a long time. And so if you use dirt from outside on your indoor plants, you might have to weed your indoor plants, which nobody really wants to do, right? So I once used a little dirt in a pot because I was out of potting mix, and you know what grew in that house plant? Poison ivy. Oh. Yes, there was a poison ivy seed in that dirt. So anyway, so potting mix is a good thing, and the person who has ticket 833 is going to take the potting mix. There you go. You can just put the ticket down. All right, now this is lovely. It looks like a little book, but it's actually a holder for some Post-it notes. And I thought that, and someone, thought that because it has birds and plants on it, that would be good for me, but I am going to pass it along to the person who has ticket 823. Who has 823?
You're 816.
Does anybody have 823? Or is it there?
No. 823.
823?
821. 822. 823.
Oh, yay! All right. Would you pass this back to her? Very good. All right. Okay. I've got some packets of cards here. I don't know, some of you may have known that for 22 years, I did a program on WXTK radio on Saturday mornings. And recently, in January, I moved to WCAI, which is an NPR station out on the Cape and Island. So I'm on that show. It's called The Garden Lady, and it's at 1 o'clock on Saturdays. And I always start out the program with something called a postcard from plants. And I ask people to think about how nature is sending them a postcard to tell them how to be better gardeners, right? And so I have some of those actual postcards with the envelope so that you could send it to someone here. And I've got 3 packets of those to give away. So we're gonna get 3 numbers here. And there's 818. 818, okay. And we've got 828.
So this is
Alright.
just CL shot, and then
And
this is
then
what the
we've
full
got
shot
832.
832.
is. I'm hitting that a little bit.
832 is the empty spot.
Oh, that's the empty one. We'll draw another one then. And we've got 821.
Don't worry about picking.
Okay. Now, I have this book, which is called the Posy Book. And it is a book about making little bouquets to give to people. And it explains what the various flowers in these bouquets mean, so that you can send somebody a message with this little bouquet that you make and give it out. And it's a lovely little book and very inspirational and charming. And that one will go to number 831. 831.
831, the empty one.
Okay, another empty one. Boy, those empty people are, they're just filling the room here. 825. 825, all right. Give you the Posy Book. There we go. All right. Now, what else have we got in this bag here? Oh, we've got 2 little bottles of fertilizer. And the fertilizer, this is a liquid fertilizer, and it's an organic fertilizer, which is a nice thing. And we are going to give those to number 819. 819.
819.
Empty.
Oh, empty one. Sorry.
Another empty one? Yeah. 824. Okay. Wait, didn't you already win one?
No, she raised her hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, you raised her. Okay, good. All right. So we got 824 and we've got 822. Yay! 822. Okay, you want to pass these back? There you go. Those are little fertilizers.
Don't drink it. These aren't
Don't
drinks.
drink it. Now, at this time of year, one thing that we like to do is we like to pick little bouquets of flowers. And if you are picking a bouquet, this is a little vase that bouquets could go into. And that is going to 817. 817, all right. That's the winner of the vase.
Nice, Joyce.
Now we've got, you remember gladiolas?
Yes.
You know, everybody used to plant gladiolas, right? I know, I grew up in Wisconsin, and every time you drove by a farmhouse and the vegetable garden was out by the side of the farmhouse, and there was always a row of gladiolas planted, right? And then they kind of fell out of favor, but they're coming back. And more people are interested in planting gladiolas, and I brought a package here, and number 830 is going to take the gladiolas. 830, all right, there you go. Yeah, they're such a beautiful flower.
It's black.
Now, sometimes we want to take cuttings of a plant and put it in another pot, and so that we can root it and give it away to someone. And when you do that using a rooting hormone, like this one, Dip and Grow, can be a helpful thing. So I have 2 Dip and Grows to give away here, and one is going to go to 829, that's you, okay, and one to 827. Okay, so we'll put the Dip and Grows right there for you. Now at this time of year, I'm making lists of what I want to plant, and if you want to make a list, this is a nice little booklet that has a pen with it for making plant lists. And taking the little notepad is 820. who has 820. Okay, I'm gonna pass that back to her. Very
Thank you.
good. All right.
There you go, honey.
I have 3 bottles of this wonderful, this is for treating insects or mildew on houseplants. And it's actually made out of citric acid, which is orange peels. So that is a very interesting thing, right? And it's quite effective. I've been using it. And whether you've got spider mites or whatever on your houseplants, this is something that's organic and, as I say, made out of orange peels.
Cool.
And we've got 3 of those to give away. And so 815, okay, there's 1. And 826,
I think that's me.
who has
I think it
826?
is you.
I can't read it.
816.
Oh, no.
816.
Okay, 826 here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. That's for you. And then 816.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go,
Okay.
right here.
816.
I raised my
Alright.
hand 20 times.
Now I think there's only one. Is there one person who hasn't gotten something yet, or more than one person? One person.
Over here?
Two people. I don't know what happened to those tickets. All right. Well, in any case, we have a wall vase that looks like a fish. And you hang this, and then they stick like a house plant piece in it, and it roots, right? So we have for you the fish wall pocket.
Who was the one? No, you've won something already. Who didn't win something?
Who didn't? Okay,
No, you won
yeah.
this. Oh, you won. You didn't win anything.
No.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Linda. There was one
Linda?
other.
Wall pocket.
Linda did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
Everyone
there
has
one
more?
excellent. Excellent. All
Linda,
right.
that's nice.
You're welcome. Now then, let's talk about the spring color bowls that we're going to plant today. And this is, it's a celebration of spring project. Now, if you were with some of the programs that I did before, we had the bowls that already had some soil in them. We didn't need to fill the bowls with soil this time because by the time we put all of these plants in, we're not going to need very much more soil. And so what we're going to want to do is to take all of the plants that you have one at a time out of the pots and put them in the dish and get them arranged in there. This is going to be the very last thing that goes in, okay? Because once you have the 4 bigger plants in the bowl, then you will fill in the side pockets with these small ones. And sometimes these are kind of hard to get out of the container, and so I will come around and be cutting the containers for you so that they are easier to take out. All right, so we'll do that. But you start with the 4 bigger ones and get them in place, and then you go with the 6 violas, and then at the very end, if you still have holes that need soil, you all have a cup of soil by you that you can shake in to fill the holes. Okay? All right. You don't have to cover the hole. No, you don't cover the hole. You just put it right in there. That looks good. That's all right. You can, as I say, you can fill in spaces with these. You got yours out? Oh, good. Thank you for helping that.
No worries.
How are you doing here?
I'm making a mess.
Well, that's all right. Housekeeping is gonna come in as soon as we leave.
Yep.
Housekeeping has been warned.
They're used to CL.
Oh, that's all right.
This one you take it and you
Of course.
pull them out, but you gotta put this one in first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at, aren't those cheerful?
That one in somehow.
Need help getting that one out?
Here's your dirt
Good,
to
you got it.
fill it in. I always want to call you
And
Pearl.
these,
No,
yeah. It was tough. This looks beautiful. Yeah, and you're just shaking into the holes there and then turn it around in any holes. After you get the violas in, the pansies, if you've got any holes, like in here, you shake the soil in. Whoa. Oh, that's very nice. Now, any holes that's open,
Nice.
so you shake the soil in.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing over here? Oh, it looks lovely. It's absolutely beautiful. So and now look and see where you have spaces like that. You take the soil and shake and fill those in. Okay, so you kind of go around. If anybody needs more soil in their cup, I can get them more soil in your cup. That's a variegated ivy. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the plants that you've got here. One of the plants that you have that you're using is variegated ivy. And this is always nice, you know, when you have something that's variegated, and you put it next to a plant with green leaves, like this primrose. You know, the variegated kind of brightens things up. And after a while, once your primroses here, these are spring flowers, and they don't continue to bloom all summer. So later on, these are probably going to stop flowering in your bowl, and you can certainly leave them. But the ivy will continue to grow and be there for a long, long time. So this makes a good house plant, as well as something nice in a spring color bowl. These are tet daffodils, and the tet daffodils are perfectly hardy. If there is a space, or if you want to give them to somebody who will come back, and they will multiply and be lovely every single spring. So that is one that can live outside. Then the violas. I love violas for several reasons. First of all, they're very cheerful, right? Second of all, believe it or not, these are edible. And they make a very pretty flower in a salad. So sometimes I will make a spring salad and I will put violas in the spring salad because they are so pretty. The other nice thing to do with violas is press them. You know how we used to take a piece of wax paper or a tissue paper and put a flower in a book? Right? And press it, right? Have you ever done that? Well, these are wonderful for pressing, and once they are dried, then you can glue them on a note card, or you can make a piece of art with them, an arrangement. And although over time, if you make a picture with pressed flowers, they will fade, but if you take a picture of it with a camera, then you have it forever, right? And so you can make some pretty arrangements with pressed flowers, and violas are the perfect flower to use for pressing. The other plant that you have today are these oxalis. And oxalis are sold at this time of year because a common name for these is false shamrock. They're sold at this time of year as we kind of pretend that they are shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day, right? The actual real shamrocks from Ireland is actually white clover, like many people have in their lawns. And that's the real deal. So how's everybody doing here? Does anybody need more soil? I think you're looking good. Yeah. This is going to be the back of it. You need more? Yeah, there's soil up there, and here's another thing that's filled. And I've got more bags if we need more bags. No, they can water these when they get them back to their. We didn't want, yeah, we want, when you get these, when you get your color bowl back to your room, you can water it well. Okay, put it in the sink and water it well, let it drain out in the sink. And you may want to put the bowl on a plate, wherever you're displaying it. And then feel the soil once in a while, and when it's dry, then you can water it, all right? But we're not watering them now because they'll dribble all the way back to your room.
Anyone need soil here?
Yeah, that's right. Housekeeping would be mad at me
What do you need?
if we watered them here.
Do not water them.
As it is, they're going to have to vacuum, but at least they don't have to
Don't
mop.
water them.
That's right.
Anyone need
Are you getting your
soil?
holes filled in
I
here?
get some.
Okay, good. There's one back here. You need a little soil in there. All right, yours looks good. How is your, that looks good. Yeah, you've got it all filled in nicely there. This one looks good. Very good. Yeah, you need a little soil over here. Maybe right there, okay? You've got plenty of soil there. Okay, so you can put it right in there. How's yours? Good. Excellent. How are you doing? Flower. You like orchids? Well, those are all year, right? Orchids are beautiful. And there's so many available now. Yeah, good, good. Who has his favorite spring flower? Tulips. Tulip, and somebody said who said daffodil? Yeah, good. Anybody here used to pick pussy willows in the spring? Yeah, okay, good, yeah. Oh, you sold them by the side of the road. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's very good.
That and bittersweet.
Yeah, yeah. I had a pussy willow bush in my yard that has black pussy willows on it. Yeah. So that was, it's kind of fun, but it's not looking too good now because the past 2 summers have been very dry. And willows like water. And this black pussy willow is in a part of my yard that I don't water. So it's telling me that it's unhappy with me because I haven't kept it watered.
They're really
No,
black.
not unless you want.
They're black, yeah, instead of being gray, they're black, yeah. There are also pink pussy willows available. And sometimes at Country Garden, we get plants for pink pussy willows in. So that's kind of a nice plant as well.
Oh, I don't have any on the floor, but I have one on the table.
Daffodils, yeah.
Hi.
These look good.
Like you
I
screwed
think
it up.
this looks good.
No.
Here's some more dirt. If you need some more soil, there's some more for you, okay? All right.
Would you like some? What would you like?
That fruit platter is lovely. Lovely.
Maybe take your gloves off. Take your gloves off before you eat them.
When you first get them back, I would pour about 3 cups of water over and let it drain into the sink. So about 3 cups of water would be good. Because it's, it hasn't been watered. They're not completely dry, the plants are moist, but that would be a good amount of water. Who is familiar with wild violets? You know, wild violets that grow outside, the little purple ones, right? That was the first plant that I ate as a child, without knowing that it was edible. I like most of you here, I was a free-range child. I grew up in a time when children were pushed outside and told not to come back until dinner, right? Yeah, weren't we lucky? We were so lucky because we were completely free in the outside world, right? Well, me being completely free in the outside world, I was actually going around eating plants without knowing if they were edible. It's a wonder that I'm still here, right? I never ate anything that made me sick, but one of the things I ate was wild violets. And the other thing I ate was begonia flowers out of the neighbor's window boxes. I know, clearly I wasn't being fed well. My mother had 5 children, you know. But anyway, but I ate the phone. Now I found out what to do is when you get it back to your room, I would pour about 3 cups of water over it, okay? So 3 good cups of water and let it drain into the sink. Then after that, I would feel it every 3 or 4 days. And if the soil still feels kind of damp, then you don't water it. But if the soil feels dry, then you can water it. And you can again take it to the sink and put 3 or 4 cups of water over it and let it drain out. So, any other questions about it?
Do you think they'll survive?
Do I think they'll survive? I think they'll survive for a while. The primroses are not long-term houseplants, okay? So the primroses are not likely to live for months and months, right? But some of the other plants certainly will. And as I say, what's important is that it makes you feel happy right at this moment, right? That's what's important about it. So it's like a vase of cut flowers that we don't necessarily expect them to last for 3 months. But it's something that can make us happy in the short term. Yeah. Any other questions?
The daffodils are nice.
Aren't the daffodils cute? Yeah, they are so pretty. And as I say, if they get planted outside, they will come back every year. So that's a nice plant. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is the gap?
These are the daffodils right here, the yellow ones. That's right. These tall ones. Yeah. Those are the ones that are called tete-a-tete.
If we plant them after they've died in-house, plant them outside, would they come back?
Yes. Yes, they will. They will. So I don't know whether there's a place on the grounds that they could be planted, but maybe so. Or you could give them to somebody who has a yard and have them go. So yes, even once these have died back, the bulbs are still good. And if you get them in the ground fairly quickly this spring or early summer, they will come back next spring and flower. Yeah, they're a very reliable plant. Who else has a question about them?
They're very nice.
Okay, all right.
Hasn't this been a great way to spend the first day of spring?
Yes, it
Yes.
It's a great time.
Yes, today is the first day of spring, so I hope you all have a wonderful spring, and let's focus on some good weather and good hydrangea blooming this summer.